Okay, so when it comes to Miraculous Ladybug, it's no denial that it's full of mystery, whether it comes to the siblings or the intention of the plot of the villains or the characters. And one of the biggest ones are the siblings. And it's one of the most complicated things we've ever seen. For example, with Adrian and Felix, one being the complete opposite of the other character. Now, at a certain time, we just don't have any specific idea about the relationships between each of these characters and if there are even secret siblings to mash up. But one of the characters that always kind of picked me from the back is Marinette, because her family origins come from two different places, China and France. Now, her father is actually French and her mom is Chinese, at least from the show, that's what I know. So she technically has a Franco-Chinese background, and that's what most interests me. And two factors are the main: her Chinese siblings, and the relationship with the Miraculouses. Now, we did see a bit of Marinette's grandmother, her grandfather, and the French origins, but I am interested more in the Chinese origins more than the French origins at this point, because there are two parts mainly to cover it, and the main being the Miraculouses. Now, firstly, let's get out of the way that why Chinese siblings could be a bit more interesting, because we've got this new family plot, and Marinette has probably never even met them, because Marinette barely has any idea to speak Chinese from what we have seen when she speaks to her uncle. So basically, just getting the Chinese siblings on the show would be a new way for Marinette to reconnect with their origins, but that's like the more family way of enjoying it. The main way I see to enjoy it is the Miraculouses, and maybe, just a theory, her secret connection, or just her connection with Master Fu, or somehow with the Miraculous. Now, there's the popular theory going on that Marinette's mother was the previous Ladybug owner, and probably, but I have some other theories in mind. What if she's directly connected to some sort of origin from Master Fu? Maybe there is some sort of ancestral link-up that Master Fu specifically chose her, but that shouldn't be the case because Master Fu did test her before providing her the Miraculouses. Now, we know Miraculouses are lost over the world, and the official origins come from the Tibetan mountains of China. So it's going to be a great way to see if Marinette somehow is connected to that, because now as she's the guardian and she needs to know more about the Miraculouses, train herself, or just carry out the legacy, it would be an interesting way to see if Marinette somehow connected to the Miraculouses, or at least had some sort of history with it in the past with some of her past family members or some way. And her uncle's Chinese, so that's probably the only one piece of sibling we've ever heard of Marinette within the episodes. And also, it's been clear from the Shanghai Special synopsis that Marinette at some point will be going to China with the excuse of her uncle's wedding anniversary. So by that way, she could eventually or somehow learn about her Franco-Chinese origins and get into much deeper with her uncle. Probably just saying. And lastly, one important connection would be with Master Fu, or some sort of reunion. Now, we know Master Fu lost his memories or something, but Master Fu specifically only lost his memories regarding the Miraculouses and the history of the Miraculouses and everything. He did not exactly lose all his memory, depending on how and when. Like, he still probably knows his name, where he is, and where he was, but he just lost his memory, everything it collected relating to the Miraculous. That's Ladybug's identity, that's Marinette, and her love life where she had connected. And everything that's related to the Miraculouses, he lost it. So he might just gain consciousness after learning a bit more about Marinette and considering that they are related in some way. But that's just a saying, because our Franco-Chinese origins seems to be pretty interesting, at least from my perspective. And I would just love to see that expressed in some sort of episode in the future, or, just somehow. Okay, what do you guys think? Put them in the comments, and I'd love to read them.